Hey guys, so in this video I'll be comparing all the LEGO AATs, all four of them. On the left is the original AAT, the 2000 model, which retailed for $20 back when it was released. And then next up, the first blue one that we got was in 2009 and it retailed for $50. The next one came out in 2015 and that retailed for $25. And then the one on the right is the newest one, which came out in 2020 and retails for $40. So let's go ahead and get right into the comparison. So I'll start off by just taking a quick look at each of the minifigures, though I'm not going to spend too much time on them. The 2000 version just comes with two battle droids, and they do come with blasters. I just can't find them, but not a huge deal that they're missing. You just get two battle droids, which isn't a lot, but still pretty much all you need to pilot the AAT. Quick disclaimer before I get into it, with the 2009 version, I bought this used and incomplete. It is missing a few stickers, and some of the areas of the set are built as close as I could to the original set. And one Super Battle Droid is the incorrect one. This one should have a rocket arm, but doesn't. But none of that will affect my opinions of the set, so I just wanted to let you know that it is not complete. 2009 was a huge improvement for the minifigure department. You got 7 of them, well, 2 real minifigures and then 5 battle droids. Like I said before, this one Super Battle Droid should have the rocket arm. And this is a great selection of minifigures. You get 2 droids to pilot the AAT, and then 3 bonus Super Battle Droids, essentially. And then you have Yoda and the Clone Trooper to fight against it, so overall, a great minifigure selection here. 2015 was a bit of a step backwards in the minifigure department. In my opinion, you get Jar Jar, and then a Battle Droid, and then a pilot. The droids are fine, but Jar Jar isn't really anything exciting, and just not a great minifigure. Although for the lower price, I guess you can't really expect as many minifigs as the 2009 version, but still kind of disappointing. 2020 obviously has great minifigures. The set was hyped up for this reason. Ahsoka and the 332nd clone are amazing, and the 2 AAT drivers are great. This is the first AAT to include the correct pilot droids, and that is really cool to see. So 2020 definitely has a great minifigure selection. Alright, so minifigure-wise, I think that 2000 is definitely in last place just with its 2 regular battle droids. It's not bad, just not great either, and the other sets just have more and just do it better. In third place, I'll give it to 2015 just for including the 3rd minifig. Still not that exciting though, just kind of average and just does a little bit better than 2000. 2020 gets 2nd place for these 2 fantastic minifigures right here, along with the great battle droids. And then in first place is 2009. I mean, come on, it's 7 figures. You just can't beat that, especially nowadays. Just a great figure selection overall. Alright, so let's talk about the AATs themselves now. Start with 2000 over here. And this one is definitely a product of its time. You can see they use just huge UFO disc pieces for like the bottom area. And I do like the print on those though. No other AAT has the printed base there. So that is a good part of the set. But it's just a very old build. It's definitely showing its age, especially if you spin around to the back. You can see all of the blue, and that just does not look good. Playability-wise, you can lift the turret up. However, with one hand, it's not going to work, just since these ratchet joints are very stiff, just since they're over 20 years old now. And then same thing here. You can pop this up, but the ratchet joints don't really want to work. But you can fit a battle droid in there, so you can have him operating the cannon. Let's go ahead and try to get this back on. And then you can also fit a battle droid right here, although he does not have any controls, and yet another blue brick, which does not look very good. And overall, this isn't a bad set. It's just kind of showing its age and doesn't look that good by modern standards. The 2009 set is definitely a huge improvement over 2000. And like I said, it's not 100% complete. I kind of had to build some things differently. Like the cannon is not built according to the instructions just because I was missing the pieces. And then it's also missing the blue stripe sticker here and 2 stickers here. But even with those things missing, this set is still incredible. I really like the size of this thing. It looks great. Just the cannons are very nice. These can now move up and down, so you can just shoot at different things. And then these are also flick fire missiles, so you actually have a little bit of playability there, so you can fire these out, although I don't really like flick fire missiles. Still a nice inclusion, I guess. The top cannon, you can move up again, except this time it's on just like a regular hinge, so it's not super hard to do. Moves very nicely. And then this is also not on a ratchet joint anymore, so you can flip that up, and you can put your droid inside. And then this one can spin, although it does have like little stoppers, so it can't spin at 360 degrees. And I actually forgot to mention that on the 2001, this one can move as well, again with these stoppers, so it can just kind of shoot forward and to the side a little bit. And then if you move this to the side, you can flip this up and get inside where you have your little control panel for the battle droid that goes in there. And the thing that this one does that no other AAT can do is it has a little cart that you can pull out the back, which I'm not going to do because that was the thing that was missing the most pieces, so it does not look very good. But do know that you can pull that out and kind of have a little second vehicle with this thing. And overall, this is definitely a very nice build and still holds up very well to this day. People were pretty mad when the 2015 one came out since it's so much smaller than the 2009 model. But I don't really mind that since it's essentially half the size for half the price. And I still think this is a good looking set. I like that they went back to the tan, kind of switching it off. And I think that's a good build. It's very sturdy. It's not going to fall apart if you drop it. And you still have all of the necessary features. So you can see you can put a battle droid in there as well as here. And then you can still move this up, although if you move it too far, it will push that up, which is a little bit annoying. And one thing that this one does that no other AAT can do is it can actually shoot down a little bit, and I really appreciate that. I think that is a great little just range of motion improvement on this model. And then the cannons are a nice build on this one, although no flickable flick-fire missiles. You can see there is one used for the build. They added spring-loaded shooters on this one instead. And I can never really get this feature to work for some reason. It's worked for other people that I've seen online. Basically, you push that up, and then the spring-loaded shooter should fire out, but for some reason, it just doesn't work for me. I've tried checking my build, make sure I built it correctly, but I have. For some reason, it just doesn't work. And really, the only major design flaw with this one is just that you kind of have to have the gap for the spring-loaded shooters, but that doesn't look too bad. And overall, I think that 2015 is a nice model, although it is definitely a bit of a downgrade in terms of size compared to the previous two. And real quick, I forgot to mention that this one can spin its top cannon 360 degrees, which is the first time that was possible on an AAT. Alright, and the last one is the 2020 model, and this one is okay. Biggest issue is definitely the super long cannon. That thing is just way too long. It's missing the blue stripe down the middle. And then these cannons are also put on the wrong way. The top one should be, or the top one should be the long one, so it should just essentially be flipped. There are some stickers right there and there, although no stickers for any guns on the front. It's the return of the spring-loaded shooters. They kind of changed up the mechanism this time. You just press back on this, and then it shoots out. And I think it's gonna roll in circles. And then this can move up, but not down, which is a bit unfortunate, kind of a downgrade from the 2015 one. This can still flip up, put a droid up top, and then this one can flip up as well. And you actually get control panels along with space for your droid. And then they actually kind of changed up this design here, so it's no longer attached with Technic pins or anything. It's instead attached with a hinge with using some snot building techniques. And then this one can also spin in 360 degrees, which is great to see. Really like that. And overall, this one isn't bad. It's just inaccurate in a lot of ways, and that cannon really brings it down. Alright, so let's rank these in terms of build. So in last place again, I have to put the 2000 model. It's just dated at this point, and I still think that it looks good. It's definitely not bad. It's just dated, and I feel like the other ones just look more modern. I mean, partially because they are, but just better builds and the newer models. In third place, I have to put 2020. It's just, it's not, again, not bad. It's just that cannon really brings it down, and some of the other inaccuracies, like the lack of a blue stripe, and also the mixed up cannons. And then in second place, I'm going to put 2015. I know a lot of people hate this one, but I actually really like it. I think for the price, it was a good set, and still a very nice build. And then in first place is the 2009 model. I mean, you can't beat this. It looks so good. I know it's a bit above minifigure scale. It's a bit bigger than it should be. 2000 is actually the minifigure scale version. But even though it's a little oversized, I still think this AAT is definitely the best in terms of its build. Let's quick talk price and value before I get into my final ranking and thoughts. So a quick refresh you on the prices. The 2001 was $20 when it came out. The 2009 one was $50. 2015 one was $25, and then the 2021 is $40. So none of these are exactly a terrible value, although some definitely present a better value than others. I think that 2020 is firmly in last place in terms of value. It's just $40, like it's a $15 price hike from the 2015 model. And while the minifigures are better and some parts of the build do look good, it's just not a great AAT, especially for that price. In third place, is the 2015 model for $25. It's good. I think it is definitely a better value than the 2020 model. I think $25 is a fair price to pay for that. And then in second place is the 2000 model, $20 when it came out. That is a great deal, especially for the size of the vehicle. And while the minifigures aren't exactly fantastic, it's pretty average for its day. And I just think that the size for $20, which is $5 less than what the 2015 one was when it came out, I think that it presents a decent value. And then in first place, $50 for the 2009 model. That just has to be first place. It is essentially double the size of the other AATs, excluding the 2000 model. But I mean, 7 minifigures and just the bigger build in general, it's just a fantastic value for the price. Alright, so overall, I think that the 2000 model is the worst AAT. I think it does have good value, however, just the build and minifigures are kind of lackluster compared to the newer versions. In third place, I'll put 2020. The minifigures are fantastic, but I'm not a huge fan of the price. It's just a few dollars overpriced. And then the build also has some major flaws. In second place, I'll put 2015. I think that overall it's a good set. I think for the price, the build is good. Minifigures are a little disappointing, but the AAT itself is pretty good. And then in first place, again, is the 2009 model. That set is just incredible. And even in its incomplete state that I have it, I still love it. It looks so good. And again, even if it is a little bit past minifigure scale, a little bit too big, it still looks great, and just having the larger AAT is great. And again, the minifigure selection is incredible. So that is my ranking for these sets. You guys can let me know what you would rank these by leaving a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, a like is very much appreciated. And if you want to see more from me, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. And that will do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.